What is up guys, and welcome to a new series where I use money making guides from the OSRS Wiki. If you guys enjoy this idea, I'll definitely make more and try to run through every single one of these on the list, no matter how ridiculous they might be. I'll be trying and testing out these money makers to see how accurate they are so you don't have to. Let's get into the video. So for this video we have yet another suggestion from one of our viewers, and it is to kill Fiyr shades? Not really sure how to pronounce that. But I did decide that we would be doing this idea for this video simply because it was something new and I've actually never done this piece of content before, so I thought I would give it a shot. When I'm going through these suggestions that are in the comments after every video, I usually tend to pick the ones that are unique or ones that I didn't even know anything about. So when I saw this one in the comments, I wasn't even sure if it was going to be in the OSRS Wiki, but it was. So here we are doing it. And just for future reference, if you guys do want to suggest more, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. Just make sure that they're from the wiki, that way we can keep this series going. If not, that's fine too. I'll get to them just in a different type of video. So for the gear setup, I opted to go for just a melee setup. The one very important piece of gear I would say is the Salve Amulet EI that I brought with me. It'll give you extra damage against the Fiyr shades. And honestly, you don't even need the Bandos, Tassets, or Chestplate. I just brought that just so that we can get the most DPS out of it. A good alternative is to bring this Proselyte armor that I'm wearing. It gives you a nice prayer bonus, and you will be needing to protect from melee because these shades actually do hit pretty hard, even with maxed stats. So just go ahead and bring the best gear that you can afford. As for the inventory, I am bringing the Mauritania Legs 4. This is to give us teleports to the location that we're going to be going to for this entire hour. And a Silver Shade Key, which you actually obtain from burning the remains of a Fiyr shade with Pyre Logs. So now I'll just go ahead and show you how I'm going to get to the place that we're going to be spending 1 hour at. I'll be using the legs to teleport to Berg. It'll say Berg teleport under the legs. And then I'll just run north past this gate, and we'll run past this bridge as well. And we'll also make our way past the site where you can get the silver key. To the left you can see there's 4 like, I don't even know what you'd call them, like graves. And that's where you burn the remains along with the magic Pyre Logs. And that'll give you the silver key that you need to get into this dungeon that we're going to, and to make it past multiple doors that are also in there. Again, this was my first time being here, so I actually had no idea what to expect. I've never been in this room before. Actually, I might have been here for maybe a diary, maybe once, but I do not remember. Anyways, you're gonna make your way south and just follow this path that I'm showing you, and this is where we're going to fight the Fiyr shades. We'll be running west to pass this last door, and here in this room is where you'll be fighting the Fiyr shades. There are 4 that roam freely down this hallway, and this is where you will be fighting them for the entire 1 hour. I was worried that we might need multiple keys to come back here, but it seems that you only use up the keys whenever you use them on the chest to get a certain reward. Now as for banking, I'll be using the Crafting Guild teleport on my max cape to bank here, but that is totally not needed. You can actually just go back to Berg, which is where you'll be going anyways, and you can go to the bank that is east of where you teleport into. There's a bank right over here. You can bank your bones right here, or your remains, and then just run north and continue with the slaying of the Fiyr shades. Now the wiki did explain that you would be getting around 27 remains per inventory, but with this setup that I was using, I would only get 26 simply because I had the key in my inventory and I had the legs in my inventory. But I guess if you really wanted to, you could wear the legs so that you would get an extra Fiyr remains, and then maybe you'd make a little extra money, I'm not too sure. The option is totally up to you whether you even decide to do this moneymaker. But yeah, as for killing the Fiyr shades, it's pretty straightforward. There's no fancy mechanics that you have to learn or anything. Just know that they do hit pretty hard even with full Bandos and maxed out stats, so you will be needing Protect from melee. Now you could alternate between Piety and Protect from melee, especially if you know how to flick, and if you feel like flicking for this 1 hour or however long you decide to kill these Fiyr shades. But for me, since I was just going about it in an AFK way, I decided to just tank a few hits, and then whenever I got low on HP, I would switch to Protect from melee, and then towards the end, if I had enough health or enough prayer points, I would use Piety to do some extra damage. But it's totally up to you what prayers you want to use and when you want to use them. Now this moneymaker actually has quite a few requirements. You do need to complete the quest Shades of Morton and In Aid of the Myre Key, I think you say it. There's actually a lot of words in this video that I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing them right. So yeah, but bear with me on that one. But aside from quests, you will also need some other skills. You'll need 65 fire making, which can be boosted. I'm assuming that's so that you can get the silver shade key. And then of course it recommends that you have 80 plus in your combat stats, just so you can tank more. But I'd say if you have a decent prayer level, you should be fine, especially with the prayer boosting gear that is proselyte. It'll really help you stay here and take no damage from the fire shades. And since you are using prayer, you won't be needing any food. And as far as prayer potions go, I'd say it's not even worth it because your prayer should last you until you have a full inventory of these fire remains. And like I said before, some very important items that I do highly recommend is the Mauritania legs 3 or 4, that way you can teleport to Berg and then run north over here. And the Salve Amulet E. That gives you a nice damage boost against these fire shades. And with all that being said, that is pretty much all you will need to do this moneymaker. I gotta say, I really enjoy moneymakers like this because it really makes me do content that I've never experienced before. I've, like I said before, never been to this place, aside from maybe a diary, if that was even a thing. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't remember this place, and through the entire 1 hour I didn't see anybody down here, so it's definitely not a popular moneymaker. But that could possibly be a good thing. Maybe since nobody's doing it, these fire remains will sell for a lot of money. Only time will tell. If I remember correctly, I think there was actually an episode of Swampletics where he was down here searching for a certain item. If I had to guess, I'd say it was maybe a strength amulet, but I'm not entirely sure. All I know is that he did spend a good amount of time down here, so I'd like to think that out of all the people who have been here to this place, he's probably been down here the longest. Now, usually in these videos, I do provide updates on what I'm doing on alt accounts and in Twisted Leagues. And unfortunately, I haven't been playing too much of Twisted Leagues. I guess you could say I got burnt out. The time that I do play, I usually do something very AFK, like cut trees. I think the next big accomplishment that I'll probably get is maybe 99 fletching from all the logs that I've been cutting. But I really haven't been doing too much on that. I've been playing some other games and I've just been busy with other stuff lately. And then today, checking the amount of points that you need to be in a certain rank. I am officially out of the running for the Dragon Cup. Not that I was ever going for it, but the amount of points that you need to be in the Dragon Cup tier right now is just very high compared to what I'm at. So if I'm lucky, I'll probably get Ruin, and that's if I keep playing the way I've been playing. I don't know if I'll continue playing at a consistent rate. I mean, it was fun in the beginning, but now I'm just kind of like, I kind of want to spend time playing on the main account. I'd like to get back to it and do some boss hunting, some pet hunting, I should say. Some other types of videos, like loot from videos. Those were always fun to make. But yeah, I mean, hopefully this league game mode isn't an all year type deal. Hopefully they allow a good amount of time in between so that we can rest and, you know, get hyped up for the next one. I think the only reason why I even played it for as long as I did is because I'm already maxed on the game, but if I wasn't and I was just wasting XP, it would be a totally different story. But with that being said, we have finished the 1 hour, and as you can see here, we have around 689k in loot from the fire remains that we got after 1 hour. Now, the OSRS Wiki did mention that these might take a while to sell, simply because they're just not that popular. So we'll go ahead and put them in there for around 4,400 GP. The OS Buddy actively traded price is 42.23, but you know me, I like to get the most out of the items that we are putting in the GE. So even if they do have to sit there for a while, at least we'll be getting our full money's worth. But it is totally up to you. If you want your money now, you can go ahead and put it in for a lower price. As you can see here, we have 51 of them sold so far, and this was after leaving them in overnight. So yeah, they do take quite a long time to sell, but I thought I'd just go ahead and show you that they do sell after some time. So overall, I'd say that there are much better money makers to do besides this one. This one does have some pretty high requirements, it's not the most fun, and you don't really make a lot of money even after the fire remains do sell. Now luckily, most of the money that you will make here will be profit, simply because you really don't have to spend any money while you are here. I would say that the only item that you actually have to buy is maybe the pyre logs and the fire remains to get your first key, but luckily I already had some in the bank, so I didn't have to spend any money making this video. And after 1 hour of killing fire shades, and after all of the fire remains are finally sold, we will have made around 682,000 GP. And like I said before, there are a lot more moneymakers that are probably worth your time over this one. And if you want any suggestions, take a look at the series below. I actually have the playlist link in my description, so go ahead and check it out. Bunch of videos in there of nice moneymakers. And as always, I just want to say thanks for checking out the video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and possibly a subscription. It is completely free. And of course, if you have any other ideas for any other OSRS Wiki money-making methods, leave them down in the comments below and I will get to them ASAP. Thanks for checking out the video, and I will catch you in the next one.